Bonjour et bienvenue à un nouvel épisode de Devstream, Heroes and Generals. Je suis Reto Gargamel et avec moi j'ai Reto Redbjarnem.
Hi, hvordan går det?
And the reason I'm starting this in French is because tomorrow is the anniversary of the liberation of Paris. And we're going to do a special event about that. Actually, I think we already announced it yesterday on our news blog. I'll get back to that later, and I'm going to go through a little bit what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Zoolander, the new update, which is coming very soon. There's also some features in it that we haven't talked about yet. There's an update to the way you earn in-game currency, and we'll be explaining that later on. Also, we'll be talking about showing the new uniform variations that are coming, and explaining a little bit what the deal is with. I think we never even mentioned it yet. The fun system. We haven't. I think we barely touched on it. So.
Isn't it Stenum was talking about it?
Yeah, he I think he was giving the outline of his idea a month ago, I think.
Yeah.
So now it's ready, and it's called the Battle Director. That's the name we found for it, and we'll explain that in detail. I guess we might as well start with money. Earned credits.
Credit stuff. Oh yeah.
Because people are always curious to hear about that. So I was on vacation. I know nothing. Jakob will explain.
Actually, it's a smaller change, but it has probably big implications. We've changed the way that you earn credits in the game to be what we think is more fair. The old system awards you as a set, you can say, salary for your soldier per battle. Which have had the unfortunate consequence that some players have started to go directly for the shortest possible battles, and thereby just maximizing playing the game to earn credits, and then once in a while going into the real battles to spend the credits, and that's not a good system for us. Obviously, we would like players to just play the game all the time rather than just trying to grind credits in the corner of the map. So we changed the basic calculation from being a one-time salary to an hourly salary, which means that it's calculated per minute. I think we've been posting a little bit of this on the forums, and it seems that people misunderstand and say, "Oh, am I only going to get paid each hour?" Mm. No. We if you play 10 minutes, you will get 10 minutes worth of credits. And that's it. So the longer battles are actually more rewarding than the shorter battles, because you obviously are not going to get paid when you're in matchmaking or when you're rigging up and all that stuff. So the longer you can stay in the battle will be more rewarding. The hourly salary still increases with your rank. So high-ranking soldiers will earn more than low-ranking soldiers. So and that's basically it. That's a small change, but obviously, the numbers we pull in from the game we have still made a few. We might actually make a few tweaks to the actual numbers going forward, because we come from a system that has been, you could say, abused to earn credits, and now we're trying to straighten it out. So what we expect is the guys who have been grinding credits would probably feel that we're taking stuff away from them, because they might actually earn lower. Obviously, you can't earn the same credits on a short skirmish. With this system, but on the other hand, the guys that have been playing longer battles and feel cheated that they earn too little credits from longer battles. They
worked hard for it.
Yeah, they would actually see that their credit earnings goes up. Obviously, these numbers are the ones that we use to balance the economy in the game. And if this change actually turns out to be over time that it's not enough to keep the game going, we might up adjust it a bit if it's necessary. Now it's not, the economy is not designed for everybody to just run around and waste ammo and just shoot it up in the air and do silly stuff. That will basically, buying the most expensive bullets for your gun and just shooting them in the air, that will cost you. So you have to, the more expensive equipment, you have to be careful what you use it for and spend it wisely. And that's kind of the idea. So you will have to have a certain skill to be able to, what you could say, like break even on the credits side of the game. And that's also a mechanic we have in there to ensure that not everybody just runs around and guns everybody down with for example, with the SCG. SCG is actually a fairly expensive weapon to use, so use it wisely. And if you're a skilled player, you will be able to hopefully make it so you don't run out of credits for that.
So I guess I see that there made some notes here. People are probably asking, what's to stop me from just joining a battle and doing nothing? We have implemented some measures for AFKs and stuff like that. Obviously, we won't go into details with this stuff, but you will get kicked from the game. And if it's not enough, we'll implement more of these measures to make sure that people don't basically just abuse the game again. We want people to play the game, and the best way for us to do that is to try and put the carrot in the game rather than punish. So as I said before, if the credits, the new earning models turns out to be, you say, way too low, we'll up it a bit. But still to the point that you shouldn't be expected to just completely massacre the battlefield with the most expensive equipment. If you want to use that, go easy on it. I can say one way that some players will do it is that they create one soldier with the expensive
stuff, equipment, and then sort of like a cheap soldier, so they can alternate between those two according to the situation that is in the game.
Right. So I guess what you mentioned here, when we were planning this episode yesterday, we were talking about a mission completion bonus.
Yes, there's a 10% bonus for. That's a 10% winning bonus. We haven't been able to. We haven't put in the completion bonus, but we will probably do stuff like that as well to make sure that people don't drop out of the game when they can see the lost. We have some issues now with that we need to figure out a good way to solve. Where if one team is starting to lose, players tend to just drop out, which just accelerates the losing side, and that has an unfortunate effect that the matchmaker will try to match people into this losing battle, and then you have a lot of players who actually just joins, and then the battle ends, which is super annoying. The reason that we haven't removed the actual joining of the battle is that sometimes you join in and you manage to turn the tide. Yeah, turn the tide and come back, right? And those battles are just so amazing when you have this where you almost lose and then you come back and you actually win the battle. So there's some really good experiences there that we would. And the side that was winning is always saying, "What's going on?" We'd hate to kill that part off. We've been talking about having some sort of like a boosters activated when you are pushed out to the last access point, for example. So you can say, you last stand. You just so the underdogs or the guys who are getting pushed out will maybe accelerate XP, something that can incentivize them to. But that's for the future. That's for the future to stay in the battle. But the problem why we haven't implemented this yet is that there's always this thing where we try to do something that will be good for a certain situation in the game, and then instantly, if it can't be exploited, people will exploit it. In this situation, we would hate to see battles where people just stay at the access point to be pushed down in order to get this bonus. That's also destructive for the game. So again, also you said yourself it's hard to kind of put like parameters that say like this is a battle that's ending. No, right? It's not at all. It's not at all. We could just say that once the access point has been neutralized, then the game is over. But then we would never get those super cool comeback battles that we have once in a while. Okay. And because people think they're going to lose, then they start to leave the battle. And then it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Then they will lose because half the players have left, and then the matchmaker will start to put people into the match. And sometimes it actually works. You're getting matched into this losing battle, and then suddenly some good players are matched in, and then they actually turn it around and win. But it's just rare that happens. So I think we need to. We would like to see a few more options before we kill the this possibility in the game.
To come back. Do you want to add something about that? Because I think otherwise we might want to.
I think we have a few more things we are going to add to the earning systems going forward. Obviously, people have also been asking what you actually earn credits for in the battle, and you do earn credits from capturing, especially from capturing. That's very rewarding. I think that's one of the highest rewards you get is actually for capturing control points. But you also get points for destroying vehicles like tanks and planes and stuff. So that also rewards you. You don't get rewards for killing soldiers though. So far.
So you get experience, but
you get experience,
not credits.
You get ribbon booster, ribbon XP,
Okay.
but you don't get credits for that. You get credits for taking away equipment from the enemy, you can say so. But again, we these are numbers that we once in a while revisit and hold it up against the metrics to see if something is skewed. We, for example, let's see how it works out in the new build. We also changed where you when you capture. When you neutralize, has been people have been really angry about that you don't get XP for the period where you actually neutralize a control point, which makes sense. I don't know why we didn't activate that. That's just maybe just a code thing.
Because capturing it is if you just walk in and somebody else already did the hard work.
Yeah, but also you neutralize and then you get killed and then you get nothing for that period. You do that. You get that now. So we fixed that. So the neutralizing part is also rewarded. And that actually might, again, because you get credits for that period as well, so that might offset the credit earnings again. Obviously, the whole economy is based on the average player's earnings. So, like running around in circles and shooting up in the air will not earn you a lot of credits. So don't be angry about that. But playing the game correctly, capturing, winning, all that stuff will actually make sure that you earn quite a lot of credits. And we can see it because we obviously have the data. We can see what people actually earn. But the pricing and everything is based on you could say like the average player.
So should I get ready to show some uniforms? Or do we want to?
No, I'm finished rambling.
No, I'm just thinking. Do we want to now? Well, let's keep the battle director for later because I think we might as well show something shiny and then
shiny.
And then we'll move on to
shiny camouflage.
To more blah blah.
That's gonna work.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna join a battle. So yeah, I think we did announce the new uniforms on our news. I think I never used this. I never used this browser before, so I didn't have that in the history. I'm going to show it here before the game launches. So yeah, we added these new outfits for. I think there's some for the Germans and some for the Soviets.
Yes.
And so I guess I might ask the question that the first question that popped into my mind. So the pants are different from the jacket, and so that's the way we always meant it to be, right?
Yeah, the recons have the pants that matches they have the full camouflage uniforms.
And again, so it's different for the.
And I think the tankers also have the full.
No, the tankers are.
That's such a funny history about the German tankers. It was basically only the tank commander who was wearing the camouflage. Especially on the recon units, on the lighter units, because usually the tank commander was the guy who had to leave the tank to go and scout. So he would have a use for camouflage actually instead of the black uniform that the rest of the crew were wearing. There.
And So I have the. Where's the list? This is the list. Should have highlighted the ones that are new. We have. And of course, in that battle, I don't have any tankers. I'm just gonna go with. Right. So we got. Which is what 53. Gonna spawn one here. And so, what can we say about these new camo variations? For example, the Liber Mostar. What does that even mean? Liber is
I have
it
no
liver?
idea.
It's not liver.
We should ask the character artist to comment with an explanation. I think actually these are based on some suggestions from the community. There's some guys that are very knowledgeable about especially German uniforms. So I think the Rato Mato, who is taking a bit of inspiration from that.
There we go. So this one is actually this is not the Liber Mostar. This is a Stumpf Mostar, if I'm not mistaken. No, this is the Liber Mostar. Sorry. There we are, and we have. Sorry. I think I'll have no choice but to cycle through them a little bit. We got. These are all the previous ones. Okay, so there you go. This is Stumpf Mostar 43. And this is Splitter Mostar, which is the same one as the paratrooper.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and all the different variations. I guess I have to do harakiri and show the. I guess I'll show the Soviet variation. Forward. I won't go through all of them because there's a lot of them, but I guess because we actually do have a lot of stuff we can talk about later on. I'm going to go with 45. Which is this the right one? Wait a minute. There. It's better. And no, I'm not looking at the right guy. Sorry. Sorry about that. So that was because I was looking at infantryman. Recon is the guy that got the new ammo, so we got 61. There we are. And I guess there. So if I do this. And these actually the Soviet camo variations are very
very detailed. Yeah,
yeah. They're very. It's strange because I mean it's it looks a little bit like the modern kind of digital camo. It looks very anachronistic. I was surprised when I saw them. I thought, wow, they had that kind of patterns. They're not exactly Hugo Boss though, but, but it works as camo. I mean, it's just.
Now we just need to find some good ones for the Americans as well. I think we probably have to go into Fantasyland with the US camos because they just didn't have many camos at all.
So those are the ones that were already there. But so these are the new ones. So we got this one is Greenleaf. So it's really Greenleaf A, B, C, and D. Yeah. Actually, this one is not even green.
It's based on the same pattern.
It's based on the same pattern. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and there we are. I guess what time is it now? I just want to see if we might want to go and talk about the. I've got too many papers. Battle director, should we?
Yeah.
Should we get started? Because that needs a lot of explanation. And let's do that.
Oh.
I'll close this. So, the battle director, and you being the director, I guess you could explain it
Just a second.
a little bit.
Just a second. I just need to get my
You're
thingy up and running. Yeah.
Skype going.
Yeah.
I guess I can provide some introduction for that. So we started looking into a system a few months ago that would basically analyze a battle and see if this is a battle that is unlikely to even be played because the players don't want to join it.
Yeah. It's also a fix for the abuse that's happening right now, where people join and leave the lobby to reset the
timer.
The timer.
Right.
Yeah.
So because this idea was that basically we wanted to get rid of the auto resolver.
Yeah.
Basically, and in a certain way, it kind of does remove the auto resolve. It's a different kind of auto resolve.
It does remove the auto resolve was based on just a pure matrix of strength and weaknesses. It was a very static system. This one actually uses the retreat and morale system instead to like solve the battles. And basically, you could say the battle director looks for game setups that are, you could say, fun to play or makes sense to play as an action game. If it doesn't fill the criteria for being a fun battle within a certain time period, it evaluates who wins in the attack or the defender, and based on that, the retreat mechanics takes care of who gets destroyed and who wins and who loses. That's basically it.
So a lot of it is really the same thing as the general pressing the retreat button.
Yeah.
Basically, a lot of it is basically the two units meet, and then the game director decides is this fun for both.
If you have a battle where one guard team with 10 soldiers is defending.
Actually, I have
a battle.
I made this here.
Yeah.
So this is an example. And I guess can we throw some numbers in there, because we have.
I think we can talk a bit about obviously the numbers are something that can be tweaked. This is and we'll look at that when we wrote it out, obviously. But it's defined on a number of spawns per player, which means that it has to be a certain amount of spawn tickets available for this to be fun.
Can I read them just so people get an idea?
Yeah.
Okay, so we are looking for to determine that the battle will be fun for one side. We want a minimum number of tickets per player, and we want to be able to provide 18 players, so a full battle with a minimum of tickets. And if it's a three-way battle, it's 12 per faction, 12 players. But if it's one faction versus another faction, then we want a minimum of tickets so that every one of the 18 players that can join can spawn a certain number of times and have fun. So we look for 10 infantry spawns or 5 paratrooper spawns per player, and these two infantry and paratroopers, because they're foot units and they basically they can capture a lot. They are the ones that we look at the most. They at least 50% of the players that are present. So it basically 9 players in a 2-faction battle. 9 players on one side have to have access to at least each 10 infantry or 5 paratrooper tickets.
Yeah.
So in this case, like what I'm showing you right now, and it's kind of a shame that our faces are hiding it. If we can, there we go. So you have 24 paratroopers. That doesn't supply 18 players with 5 tickets each. So that's not enough for that side to have fun. And this is what happens with parablocks. People just send that in there to just to make a bottleneck, just to block and so far what this was doing is it's a battle that nobody joins, or some guy joins the lobby, leaves the lobby, joins the lobby, leaves the lobby. And on the other side, you can throw in whatever you want. This side has 36 tankers. Oh, and our requirement for tankers is 4 tickets per player. So with 36 tickets, you can provide 9 players. And then with 180 infantrymen, you have more than enough for that side to have fun. And what this means is, so you have one side that would very much like to join the battle, and the other side goes, no way, we're not going to play that. Yeah. And in this case, the battle director looks at that and says, well, okay, the attacker is not fun to play. And what this does is that after the standard mission preparation time, that is 5 minutes.
There needs to be enough time for, if you send in more paratroopers as this.
You can change this.
Yeah,
so you can see that you can change it.
If more paratroopers are coming in, this will change from not fun to fun.
So if within another 5 minutes after the battle is ready and the lobby opens, if one side is not fun, what this means, for example, for the paratroopers, the matchmaker will not be sending poor random guys into that, because there's no way that this will ever be filled up. So instead, you can join it manually, but it will close, the battle will close, and basically the units will be retreated if after 5 minutes nothing else is added. And in these 5 minutes, so you can be in the lobby, but you better have a general that sends in something else to make it fun for your side.
Also, to make it make sense, you could say that the paratroopers here, using a single Pathfinder unit, will not provide you with a battle that can be played, but it will provide you with sort of a slight delay of the enemy, which can in some it can have some tactical advantages. Obviously, they can also just they move faster and a little bit longer, so they can come in, and if you can hold it enough to put in more resources, then it can become a real battle. But yeah, in this case, after something that looks like 10 minutes, the paratroopers will retreat. They will take a morale hit, and then they will retreat, and the whole thing goes over and over. And if obviously if the morale if they lose enough morale and run into another enemy position, then they will lose. They will simply just surrender. So it's you can use the blocking mechanism still, but it's quickly over, and it's going to be expensive.
I guess I could. I have some units here on test. What I could do is, if I have any of these that are, I just think I only have armor. But this is good. For example, if I only send, I have some. I have one armor unit here. If I send it there, and I send nothing else. So you see here the enemy has, if I can zoom in a little bit. So here the battle's being prepared, and here on test we tweaked the normally you have a longer battle preparation time. We just reduced it so that we can test things faster. So it's not the time that you will experience on live. I guess I can say that enough. This is not real time, and so you have the battle preparation time, and you see here the resources. The enemy has like 252 infantry, 60 trucks. They have, and that's it. That's what they have. But they have enough infantry to hold. I'm only sending tanks, and I'm not even sending enough tanks for a full team. So what happens now is I have another little grace period during which I could send something else, but if I don't, very soon we're going to see the and there's no visual feedback that tells you this just happened. The battle director decided. It's just you see your units retreating. So we're expecting that maybe some generals will kind of go what at first, but I think you'll get the hang of it very soon. If we I guess we might as well publish the rules a little. What?
I have one question here from King Fu Julian.
See, it just happened. Just happened. So we just missed it. The tanks retreated. So the tanks retreated, and we can see it here, if I, I'm just gonna.
Expand the.
How can I? Yeah, sorry. Oh, yeah, sorry. It's been a while. So what happened? They took hits. They lost 25% of their men and their vehicles, and they took a morale hit. And here, so they have 80% morale. So this is the cost of sending people basically on a hopeless mission. Your battle will be rejected. Will be basically your unit will retreat because you were no fun, and the enemy. That's oh sorry if I can see it here. I can't see their morale, but I can see that they didn't lose anything, and that's the thing. It's like you as the attacker, you bear the risk of sending something into a battle where it's not fun. So you better send more.
Yeah. And also, you have to have a certain amount of units to defend an area. Probably it's not enough to just put in 2 guards and then.
That's the other thing.
You need to have proper defenses.
It works both ways.
Yeah.
So I guess we can go into like various scenarios.
Yeah, but I'm just going to answer one question here from King Fu Julian, who's asking, can players join those 24 paratroopers and still start the battle? As it is now, they can't. They can join the lobby, but if the battle is evaluated as being not fun, they will be removed from the lobby again when the battle resolves. It's one of those things that we might open up to this fact. If there was 18 hardcore players that say, yeah, just bring them on, we can take them, 24 tickets, we never die, let's do it. We could consider opening up that possibility, but right now we would like to just see that if this system stops all the annoyances that are currently happening, then we could start to look into these scenarios where players are actually allowed to join not fun battles.
And I guess I could show like the other example that I quickly made before then. So in this case, see, again, paratroopers, but then it's a full 72 paratrooper unit and support from motorized guard. So that gives you enough paratrooper tickets for, was 72 divided by 5, that's 14 something. So 14 players can play as paratroopers and the rest can play as guards. And that's enough. That's enough to go and attack. And in this case, it's the defender. The defender has only armor and recon, and then again, playing with only armor and recon, it's I mean, they're just going to be camping. It's so far that's the
actually that one might be fun.
That might, but again, so no infantry makes it a little bit harder to defend. So far that's how the mechanics were implemented. You see that you're evaluating other options.
It depends a lot on the players actually, because as before, as King Julian was asking, that some might actually find it fun to play against the overwhelming powers, and some might be good enough to do it. But right now we will put in this system in that's maybe a bit too harsh, and see how it works out, and then we can loosen it up if it's necessary.
I guess what else can we say without getting into abstract details? Because we have like I got the whole briefing from Greenbow yesterday. He was basically explaining every scenario that we have, and we basically
there's lots of scenarios.
There's lots of different scenarios, and we have been evaluating different possibilities. So, for example. Here I have town battles. If both factions are fun, then the lobby is open, everybody can join, and the battle director just stops looking at this. If only the attacker is fun and the defender is no fun, then the attacker loses nothing, the defender loses 20 morale and supply, according to the retreat rules, and retreats. Yeah. And if he can't retreat, then he gets undeployed and loses everybody.
He surrenders.
He steamrolls.
There's no such thing as undeploying anything. They surrender, and you just lost your units. So,
I guess that's that would be the case here. I guess if they would retreat or surrender. If the attacker is no fun and the defender is fun, then the attacker loses 20 morale. That's the example that I just did on the map. And if both are no fun, that's actually an interesting scenario. If both are no fun, the attacker loses 20 morale and loses supply according to the retreat rules and retreats. And that means then the defender loses nothing. So if the defender happens to have very little resources, there's no penalty for that. And the reason for that is that we wanted to avoid people just sending an ever dwindling attack force and just to kind of just eat at the defender a little bit by little bit and just basically grind them down, because that's no fun. So in this case, the attacker bears the cost of attacking with not enough forces, even if the defender is also weak. So and then we have the skirmish rules. If both factions are fun, the skirmish happens, nothing special. If one of them is fun, so faction A is fun, faction B is no fun, A loses nothing in advances, and B loses 20 morale and retreats. And if both are no fun, there's a random factor. That's the first time we have any random ever. It's kind of funny that so there's a random draw, and so basically the winner is declared at random, and the winner loses nothing and advances. The loser loses 20 morale and supply according to the retreat rules.
That's funny because in war there's almost only random.
Yeah.
Nothing is for certain.
And of course there's other specific rules. So basically, if a mission is fun and people will just intentionally refuse to play it, then it gets auto-resolved after 30 minutes, like it used to. So
yeah,
actually,
but there's no resetting the timer.
But there's no resetting the timer. That's the big major difference.
We have these scenarios where people are. There's so few players in certain situations that people have luck with actually keeping people out, new players out of the battle, just saying in the chat that they shouldn't join. Obviously, if that now we put in this measurement, I can safely say that the final solution for dealing with those kind of problems is to simply remove the ability to join a battle directly. And we know that a lot of players would really hate us doing that, so we try to come up with other solutions before that. But it could be the last consequence of if we can't get this stuff to work, to just remove the possibility of joining a battle directly.
So we'd rather have people just join.
I can hear people scream. No, don't do that.
So I guess is there something else that's worth mentioning? And the matchmaker. So matchmaker will not assign players to a mission as long as it's not fun. So according to what we just described, I think I actually mentioned that. So you can be in the lobby even though it's not fun. But if you're in the lobby waiting and it's still not fun, at some point everything will close down and the mission will just be ended. So that I think takes care of the battle director. I guess we can move on to our next topic, which is I had to mention that the liberation of Paris, which is here. So we announced it yesterday. I'm gonna just reiterate. You get, blow it up there, a 200 gold voucher. Il s'agit d'entrer le code Paris 2015. And this is valid until Tuesday. I was going to say Monday, until Tuesday the 25th at 1 a.m. US time or 7 a.m. Central European Summer Time. So that's about that. I guess it's always fun to mention that. I don't know if we mentioned it here. We give the history of a little bit of what went on the 22nd of August in 1945. The Germans had U-boat torpedoes attached to the legs of the Eiffel Tower.
That's
It's
such a...
mental. It sounds like something like Dr. Evil would do. It's
Oh, that's classic.
it's awesome. Like, blow the Eiffel
And
Tower.
then it's like the Eiffel Tower. What? Why? What? Why? Why the Eiffel Tower?
So, and the German general in charge of the occupation basically refused to follow orders to blow up the entire city. He was convinced to do so but not to do so by a Swedish diplomat, Raoul Nordling, and later I think awarded some kind of medal for it. But anyway, you can read the details in the story. We also have to announce the winners of the latest Battle Vision screenshot contest, which is something that's going on Steam. And our good friend Westwick, who has been organizing this so far, is looking for a replacement. So if somebody's interested in being the host, hosting this contest, you're welcome to contact Westwick, or I guess it's Westwick we should contact. I don't know if he mentions it.
I think it's Westwick you should contact, but we can provide the contact as well, I guess.
Yeah,
obviously.
So this being said, we have, and there was no theme, I think, this time, so it was just random. So here's a whole lot of camping. So what is it called today? Jackpot. Okay. Oh yeah. So I just suddenly realized that this was an MG42, and this is by Fess. So jackpot.
That's awesome.
That's pretty good. Then you have Wojo 80 with the Skytrain. Skytrain going down.
That's nice.
That's a pretty good one. And we have the Soviet kickstart technique.
I've been told that Westwick is actually in the Twitch chat at the moment, so you can talk with him there. So if you're interested in the taking over part, what do we have here?
It's basically kickstarting the gas 64, and this is by Creepers 2A. And what's the last one? Tico the Squirrel, the Stuck Life. That's pretty good. So, and there will be another edition of the contest. Actually, it's going on right now, and until the 17th of September. The theme is Hold the Line, and well, all I can think of is Toto right now.
Yeah.
But no, Hold the Line as in hold your positions. And there you go. So, and then of course the three winners will each be awarded 2,000 gold. Actually, the top four screenshots. Okay, so they kind of changed the formula. I didn't realize that. So now it's no longer 3 winners and a wild card. It's just 4 top screenshots apparently.
There's supposed to be another screenshot. Just if you go to the desktop, there's
another one.
Yeah, on the
this one.
Yeah, there should be one with flying hetzer thingy.
That's not this month.
No, it's on the
desktop.
No, on this station thing. I just got this thing. It's a trick. Here you go. See this link.
On this is not this station.
I have no idea.
This station. Yes.
I think it would be better if it was just dumped on this computer.
Twitch. And what is all that stuff?
I don't know what it's called.
Battle Vision, Wojo. I don't see a number 5. There's 5? No, that's a link. That's 4 winners. No, about that. That's the. I guess. Well, this is a Stuck and a guy flying.
Yeah.
So it's not a flying Stuck.
We'll show it next time,
if there is one. I'm starting. I'm I'm a skeptic. I don't see. I don't see a fifth
I
screenshot.
don't get this.
I'll believe it when I see it. And I guess we might end with a few questions from the chat. If
Should we take some chat questions from the
Yes.
Twitch?
so,
And this time around, we have, I guess I've heard that we have somebody who's going to clean out all the duplicate postings that we had last time. So there's just some guys keep posting the same question over and over again. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Whoop. And
posting twice is never.
but some people always do it. It's fine. I'll try to answer as many questions as we can. But I am looking at the Twitch chat here, and I will be picking out some questions from that from
Usually-
now on.
As soon as you mention the word questions, you count to 10, and
I'm gonna grab a beer in the meantime.
we have.
No, they have to post them to me.
There's a guy asking if there's any Russians.
I have to say it. Post them in Twitch to Red Bjarne, right to Red Bjarne. Otherwise, I can't see them because the chat is just going crazy.
Oh, we have one.
Nope.
There.
There you go. There, one here.
That's true. Wait. That's a funny question. I want to see that.
Hey, to Red Bjarne, how will the money system be for recons? They don't really cap. Well, they should start capturing some more then. I've seen several players who actually play the recons where they alternate between they have the sniper rifle, and then they actually have a close quarter weapons as well. So the good recons actually do the what it would be a real recon thing to actually going be in the front of the whole thing. So
and if you play with a clan, I mean, you can always team
Yeah.
up with a guy who has heavy weapons, and then you're the guy with the scoped rifle and a bunch of mines. You plug the doors with mines, and so the question that what was the guy's name?
why are they
Polik
1, 2, 3, 4,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9 was asking why there's Pilsen and Pilsen. That's true.
I have no idea.
I think he's right. It's the same. This is where the Pilsner comes from.
Yeah. If you find something on the campaign map that's wrong or weird, or a city that wasn't there in during the war, then just please let us know, because we will change it. These towns, because obviously it will take forever to match these towns up when we create them. We pull them straight out of Google Maps. So obviously, sometimes Google Maps will be wrong because it's modern day. If you find something that's wrong, just let us know and we'll fix it. It's easy to fix once we have it.
We do that. Yeah, it's the same town. That's fine. Oh, more Pilsner.
That's awesome. That's where the Pilsen come. More beer.
Yeah. So next question.
Next question.
There's a Robotron is finding a whole bunch of questions.
Yeah. But I'm not going to take his question. I'm going to take my own questions.
I do what I want.
The underpants guy saying, "Oh, hey, Retro Bjarne, I know who you are. I know so too."
That's not a question.
No, that's more like a, "Hey, I just found out some stuff." As Palaces Burn saying, "When will I get Steam trading cards and Steve achievements?"
Because there's some of that in the...
Yeah, we haven't any plans for implementing that stuff yet. So, not yet.
I guess when the art guys are, suddenly out of work, which they're not.
There's Asar Lumiel saying, "When can we expect fix to US pilots getting XP from Soviet paraplanes? It's been broken since the Soviets came out." It is not a bug that I'm aware of, so I will investigate it into I actually, come to think of it, know that where the bug could happen. So This is one for the QA guys to sort out, obviously.
But if you sent a bug report about this already, then we'll eventually get to it. It's,
I think it's supposed to be. It's because the way some of the Lend-Lease stuff is set up is that we use the American planes with a skin.
So it's the same ID, right?
It's
probably.
the same. It should just use the variation ID and not the actual vehicle ID. So that should be an easy fix.
Yeah. Things have been very busy with the bug reports. So if you send a bug report, we probably won't reply for at least a week or two. Sometimes it's crazy busy right now. So
after the holidays, everybody comes back to like a ton of bugs. So nice.
It's just there's been so many players online. Like it's really like they're reporting left and right. Basically, no stone left unturned, but that's fine. But
Param 4YK is asking, do you plan API for fan sites? For example, some information about the war on global map. We don't really have any good ways to for example, give people the access to the data so they can construct their own map. But it's something that we would like to do it at some point. Right now, it's a bit low on our priority list, unfortunately. Then there's the ex-sheriff, the AVS 36 damage.
As in, he wants the number?
He probably wants the actual numbers. Do you have an AVS? You could just show him the damage graph.
We could go and...
we showed some of it last time, I think.
Maybe shop for one. I don't think on this account.
You don't have it?
I have a Soviet guy, but I don't think he's even.
You don't have the ABS.
Because I'm not a tester, so I don't use test so much. So on the test server,
I can say it's going to be pretty good. It can use all the same ammunition as all the other Russian rifles because it has.
But we have the damage graph here.
But basically. It can be modded to be a really nasty weapon, and obviously you can fit a scope on it as well. So
I still find it's very strange that it looks so much like the SVT.
Yes, that's true.
People will be, I think, probably also a little bit confused when they run into it. It's like, if you see it on the ground, I'm not gonna pick that up. It's just like it's the basic weapon.
You have the muzzle brake, or I think it's actually a flash suppressor more than a muzzle brake. I don't know actually, but that's very that's how you recognize this rifle. So. There's the X_JO is asking, talk us about next maps, please. The next maps are gonna be awesome.
Yes, but
no, we can do.
We can't say
that's fine.
We gotta keep stuff to talk about next time, so and the time after that.
Could we have a training box?
I think Dishy will probably come and talk about the stuff he's been preparing at some point. Yeah. But not like
right now we have the cylinder build.
Exactly. So one thing at a time. And in this build, unfortunately, no new maps later on.
0V25 is asking, could we have a training box for new players, like achievements to do and make sure they know the game better? That is actually one of the in the distance features that we are looking into, achievements and much simpler game modes, and with the achievements using it as a way to unlock the game for players slowly, so you don't get overwhelmed with all the complexity of the game. It sort of ties into we would like to establish a player leveling system. So instead of you just have a bunch of soldiers of different rank, your player profile have a level, and that's we would probably differentiate that a lot from the soldiery military terms of the soldier. So it will probably just be player level, it's called, and the player leveling can be used to unlock stuff in the game. Unlock, say that you have to be level 10 in order to play the war missions, for example. You have to be level this and this in order to do this and this. So that's something that we are very much looking into to putting in. Obviously, it will also have the effect that new players will have a very limited game, but I think the game has a lot of complexity, and it is really hurting new players a lot, I think. Mm-hmm. So that is definitely something that we're looking into to improving. Because once you learn the game, it's actually really fun, but it is a sort of like a steep learning curve.
But I think honestly, the other day I realized that there's only so much that tutorials can do to prepare you.
I'm not a fan of tutorials at all.
Because I tried I never mentioned other games, but I tried playing PlanetSide 2 for the first time, and they have a super complex tutorial. Like you see everything. And as soon as I got dropped into a real game, I kept dying, going like, "What's going on?" And then it's because you with all the best intentions in a super complex tutorial, you can't always prepare people for what they're going to see.
There's a problem with tutorials. There's multiple problems. There's most tutorials are just fucking boring. They're just boring to play. It's like, homework. Oh fuck, I want to go play instead. So that's one part of it. Then there's the other part is that you have to keep them updated. Every time you change something in the game, we have to change the tutorial as well. And that's just like putting a huge burden on the production and developing the game, changing stuff in the game. We would like to be, or the game has to be very dynamic. We have to be able to change stuff that needs changing without it being too cumbersome, and tutorials will just destroy that. And also, there is a thing where it's a free game, so... and that's a fact. If you buy a game for like a full price game, you will put more time into actually learning that game, because now you actually paid for it, and now you will spend the time to learn the game before you throw it out. Free games, they don't have that luxury. Free games, if the player don't get it right away, they just go, well, fuck, I'm just gonna go play something else, and that a tutorial will not fix that, because they will, I can't figure out this stuff. Tutorial, that's boring. Will leave again. So what we will try and do is actually to use the achievements and the leveling system to, you say, like breadcrumb the player into the complexity of the game. So new player will actually be faced with a very, very simple game. You have your gun, shoot this guy, like stuff like that, and the modifications and the different capturing tactics and everything will come much later. And achievements are just a good way to learn, because your next achievement is you have to do this, ride the bicycle. That's the first achievement. I've done this. I can do this. So you get little things to do in the game, rather than that you actually have to do in the real game. There's this huge shift from staged stuff. You can also see we have the first blood mission is totally different from the rest of the game, which is it's not really working as it should. Well, you say the premise of the first blood was actually just to give you a taste of what could the battle be. There's some explosions, there's a tank, there's some shooting and stuff. It's never been meant as a tutorial, but people think it's a tutorial, so we might just go ahead and remove it instead and replace it with the the tutorial or the achievement stuff instead. It's also much easier to expand the game with achievements. We introduce a new feature, we change something, we make a new achievement, or we remove the achievement. So that was a long answer for a short question. Sorry.
I think you covered it.
Yeah, let's see if we can find some more questions here. Will the para reserve chute ever be taking off? That's Ignitation was asking, will the para reserve chute ever be taking off when para lands?
The para...
People are just super annoyed. I tend to agree that it's a bit funny that we don't remove the parachute from the back of the soldier when he lands.
Oh, is that what he's saying? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, hey, this reminds me, there's one thing that I learned yesterday, which is super important. We fixed something with the paratroopers when on the campaign map, you send in your first paratrooper unit into, like, you start a battle with a paratrooper unit. There was a bug that caused the planes to fly back to base immediately and then the battle to be started.
Okay.
And when that happened, the first paratroopers to basically the ones who started the battle, they were on foot. They were already on the ground.
That's a bit weird.
Because the planes had flown back. So now what happens is, like, you fly them in, the battle gets started, the whole battle director, matchmaker, everything happens, and then the planes fly back. Did I say the planes fly back? The planes fly back, and that means that you no longer lose your planes when you start a battle with paratroopers, and that was a bug. And I think that's going to make some people happy. We were kind of hoping actually with the battle director that it will, among other things, make people want to play as paratroopers more instead of just seeing them as something that's used on the campaign map to create bottlenecks, to create blocks. And I think hopefully that you'll agree that we kind of expect people to just use the matchmaker more after that. If it works, that's what I mean. You can just click the matchmaker and that you'll be sent into something that makes sense. Yeah. So,
I have another question here from accidentally froth your sister. I think I said his other name last stream. It was called something a little bit different, but. Does the soldier salary affect the additional plus 15% of money you get with veteran membership right now? Yes, obviously it does. The veteran membership bonus is.
It's a bonus.
It's a bonus, yeah. So it gets added on top of the earnings, obviously. So but that applies to all your credit earnings. So yeah.
So that's yeah. Do we? I think.
Well, there is how much time we have
for a recap.
There's lots of questions here.
Do you have good questions? Okay, I guess.
I'm just saying that there's lots of questions, so I could go on forever. There is one here. General Keith 15 is asking, can we have bots to kill for fun? We already have a very simple bot system. Courtesy of Reto Leto, who's put it into the before mentioned First Blood mission, and we actually have them for testing purposes. They are extremely stupid, but also fun.
I think we showed them at some point.
Yeah,
we did.
We are discussing on and off if we should ever add some bots for the game. The much talked about Normandy scene would absolutely be nice to just have massive amounts of bots just running into the German machine guns and get mowed down. But other than that, I think bots are very difficult to use in a multiplayer game because they tend to do stuff that you don't want them to do. What I would think of bots could be sort of taking the role of more very boring stuff like fixed gun positions, fixed machine gun positions, stuff in bunkers and stuff, places where you basically don't want to be as a player. That could be sort of more acting like a sentry gun type thing.
So
there is one here, one last one. Simram Sinov is asking, will the Soviet BA-64 recon vehicle get a buff or be or replacement? Right now it's useless. Will it receive a buff? The BA-64 will not receive a buff. It will not be replaced. But, and then I'm not going to say anymore.
I think I heard you say it some other time. Yeah. Yeah, wait.
I have promised that we are going to do some sweet stuff for the Soviets after we totally neglected them. So
to show them love.
We owe them a bit. Good stuff.
I guess we might do a little shout out to there's streamers that are streaming, and sometimes we host them on this channel, and it's good to see you play. So little shout out there if you want to go and see some really skilled players in the search bar up there. Look for Underpants WT, biggest knob. Biggest with just one G, and how to pronounce that? Rickety Rau, or Rickety Rau, and Iwaxy. That's IWAXXY. That's worth so much in Scrabble. I play Scrabble with my parents on my vacation. That's what I do in my vacation time.
I think we mentioned Cotton Gamer last question, but he's still going at it and trying to get to all the. I think he's trying to unlock the entire game now or something. So they're fun to watch, I think.
So that's something to watch if you're still on Twitch afterwards. I guess I'll just recap what we talked about a whole bunch of stuff today. How your earnings will change in Zoolander, how the way you earn credits, uniform variations. We just covered that a little bit. The battle director system for the campaign map, which is coming in Zoolander, which is it's fairly simple, really, but we might want to. I guess eventually we'll make a blog post with more of the details.
Yeah, it's one of the things that has been delaying the build a bit because it's actually quite hard to test. So,
but it has been tested and found to be working. That's the cool thing.
But it's just it's one of those features that requires a lot of testing to be.
So, but it's kind of like invisible, but it makes everything smoother, which is really cool. It was kind of it was overdue. So I guess we'll be saying until next week. We'll be there next week, right? Nobody's going away.
We're back. No more holiday. No more vacation. Bad vacation.
All work, no play from now on. So thank you for watching. Thank you for playing. Bonne fin de semaine.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Farveler.
Au revoir.